So officials all across our state call it a huge problem. We're talking about gang violence, and Governor Kemp says gang violence has reached almost every county in Georgia. That is pretty alarming to hear that. But now they've come up with a new way to fight it. Ryan Kruger joins us now to tell us if this new method will actually work. Can it work?
Yeah, so this was actually a campaign promise that Governor Kemp made clear back in the Republican primaries. This week, he launched a new task force to combat gang violence. So tonight, I'm looking at what has worked in other areas, see if it might work here as well.
The wrath of gang violence stretches from the inner cities to the rural corners. In Fulton County, 5 convicted gang members will be sentenced Friday in what the district attorney calls the most brutal murder in recent memory. As the new gang prosecutor for the state says,
most crimes are gang related, specifically the violent crimes, the ag assaults, the drive-by shootings, the murders.
This week, Governor Kemp introduced his new gang task force. Anytime gang activity is suspected in a crime, GBI agents will pursue charges and ultimately convictions.
It's a crisis that we plan to be ready for and that we plan to address in a way we've never done before.
It's never been done in Georgia, but we wanted to look at what else has worked to curb gang violence. For instance, in Los Angeles, the LA Times reports gang homicides dropped 20% last year. Officials there point to programs focusing on keeping young people out of gangs. While that will be a small part of Georgia's gang task force, GBI Director Vic Reynolds says that will not be the primary goal.
The purpose of this task force is for investigation purposes, arrest purposes, and ultimately prosecution purposes.
Man, so many people really want to see this work. So many people want to see those numbers going down in their communities, but you found there's actually a problem with the stats, though.
Yeah, so, the federal government used to collect stats as far as gang threat assessment nationwide. They don't do that anymore. They stopped doing that clear back in 2011. And here's one problem with trying to figure out what's working, what doesn't work. The FBI stats on any kind of gang threat assessment, they're almost a decade old. A lot has changed in that time.
All right, well, we'll see if this one works this
Exactly
time
right.
around. Thank you, Ryan.